Yay.
We got our first look at not
Liam
Cavill,
Hemsworth
but Cavill.
playing Colin Farrell as Henry Cavill. Is that what I'm looking at here? Like I can't.
I mean, it's not very good.
No.
It's been absolutely...
And this is the world's dumbest trailer for a 4th season of a show I've ever seen in my life.
Well, it's just a teaser.
And I'm not even into this stuff.
Absolutely disliked into oblivion. We can't watch it because Netflix loves a copyright claim. 90,000 dislikes. Number 19 on trending.
Speaking of quite...
Not even a million views. That's YouTube just artificially doing this stuff because they got paid. 90,000 dislikes, 14,000 upvotes. And it is a sea of everyone just hating it.
The Switcher.
The Switcher. Everyone just hates it. There is nothing positive.
I don't even feel bad for Liam because this is kind of a scabby thing to do. Now, if you're a nobody, yeah, I know. If you're a nobody, I don't see a problem with it, right? Like you're taking your shot at the center ring. I get it. Somebody dies, completely different story. This is one of those things also like with what's his face who took over for Johnny Depp. I'm not keen on that. I'm not a big fan of that. You know, it's like either let it go or don't go into anybody else's playground like that. It just you're asking for trouble, and here's the proof in the pudding right here.
It's been so funny. The response is just comedy gold. Like, so this is the Twitter. Just refresh this as well. So the Witcher Twitter account only has 516,000 followers, 1.1 million views, ratioed into oblivion. Again, the comments, thewish.com New Garop saying right, it's hard pass. It's just pure hatred. Pure hatred from everyone.
TDS. That was good.
Literally, just everyone hates it. Like, we didn't want a different Geralt, guys. We wanted different writers. No thanks. Not watching discount Geralt. No Henry Cavill, no party. Good stuff. Now get him off the screen so you can focus on the strong female characters and subvert our expectations. But that's the way it is on this as well. Literally, people said, no, we wanted different writers. We didn't want a different Geralt. We wanted different writers.
Just make sure you don't even hate watch this. This is what I was kind of talking about earlier, too. Like, yes, it's a good thing we're bringing this out. You know, it's a good thing that people know the truth about what happened behind the scenes of Witcher, and that's why they're reacting this way, mostly.
Yep.
But also, at the same time, don't go hate watching it now, because that's just going to give them, you know, the fuel to say, well, it was a hit, because people watched it, regardless of the outcry, the loud minority. Well, we all know the audience left last year, right? Like, that's the truth.
Yeah,
they're going to try and...
They had abysmal views last year. Abysmal. And it went down from, I think the first season was like rated 90 by fans on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah. And the latest season, season 3, was rated like 30 or 19. I think it's either 30. I think it's 19% on Rotten Tomatoes with the fans. I mean, it's just staggering fall from grace.
And this has nothing to do with any kind of bias either. Like, I have zero horses in this race. I've never played a Witcher game, never read a book, never seen the show, don't care. But what I do care about is that people actually send messages. That's one thing I've said about the gaming community. At least they get together and send a message. Good.
Oh, Crackle.
Same thing here. Don't watch it.
I was just reading Crackle. I'm like,
Crackle's that's not, it's a bot.
Yeah.
Crackle's not even a thing.
Wow. It's still funny, though. Absolutely hilarious. I just think Netflix, they could have had this going forever. This could have been something which they had for, up until like 6 seasons. And they hired the wrong writers, the wrong showrunner. And they just nuked themselves into oblivion.
The funny thing about this, Nate and guys, is that this is one of the few times in history that I can think of where a lead of a show said, F you, I'm out of here, because of their demands that weren't met, and the fans didn't turn on them.
Oh, that's true.
No.
Because usually it's some petty ass BS But in this case, because of people like us getting the word out there, and I'm not trying to like pat ourselves on the shoulder, but this is just going with the whole point of the day.
No, we absolutely should pat ourselves on the back. We do a hell
is
of a
that
lot.
We knew that what was going on behind the scenes. People were informed by it. Henry gained a lot more support because of that. To where, like, you know, you go to any show in the past in history where that's happened. Yeah, most of the time it's like the fans are just like, F you, get out of here. Like, yeah. I mean, look at Kevin Costner right now with the crap he's got going on with him. I'm having a hard time with him, pal. Like,
yeah,
dude,
people are not happy with him at all.
You're sitting here talking about a third Horizon movie, yet you screwed over Yellowstone, and you ain't even had your first 2 movies out yet, man. Like, we get it. Maybe there was some crap behind.
Not been received well either.
That's what I'm saying. It's dude. Somebody said it to me earlier. It's like he decided to do Waterworld twice.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I thought Yellowstone kind of revived his career.
It did, and that was my point, Nick. Is that was like basically, look, I don't give a crap what was going on behind the scenes. You're 100% loyal to Sheridan. End of story. Because that man just revived your career. Because he had not done diddly squat for a better part of a decade.
Yeah.
Because he was in director jail for a lot of those years. I mean, he did a few things, but because of the and people always pick on Waterworld. You can pick on Waterworld all you want. Waterworld isn't what killed his career. The Postman is what killed his career. That thing cost tons of money and made nothing. And since that point on, I think they've only let him direct twice. I think since then, and it was that one Western, the with Open Range, I think it was, or something like that. I can't remember the exact title. That might be it. And then up until now, I don't think he's directed anything else other than that. And that was like in 2012 or something like that.
Yeah, because it went from like me seeing him in Man of Steel, and then, you know,
that's what he'd been delegated to, Nick.
Yeah. And then, you know, he did some other stuff that I never saw, never heard of, never saw him in the news. And then I saw him in Draft Day, which was awesome. I love Draft Day. You know, which was in 2014. And then I didn't see or hear anything about him until Yellowstone, you know, which came out in 2018. So, I mean, it was just like, God, what has this guy been doing? Obviously, he's been doing a lot of stuff. It's just not anything that anybody cares about or is watching.
I haven't watched The Witcher. Is Kevin Costner in it? Why are we talking about?
No, we've gone slightly.
No. I was just comparing.
No,
I was bringing up the fact that any other time a lead
okay.
actor has fucked the show up, or left the show, or they've had to replace them, 9.999 times out of 10, people side with the show. This is one of those rare occasions. My point was that since we had talked about the stuff that was going on behind the scenes, because the stuff Bo DeMeo had said, you know.
Sometimes you've got an opinion that no one in the world you ever really meet agrees with you. I've got one of those. I quite like Waterworld.
I like Waterworld.
Oh, you do? Oh, most people. When I say that, most people look at you like you're mad.
Because the movie actually did make money. People don't realize that it didn't make as much as they were hoping, and it cost too damn much to make. But that wasn't what killed Costner's career. It was the Postman. People forget that. That's all.
But as for The Witcher, I thanks actually Culture for doing the because you've used my face for the intro on The Witcher, right? So I appreciate that. But yeah, I've not ever watched it, and I've got no intention of. It was one of those things, and I can only assume that I've been proven right. That at a glance, I was like, no, that looks crap. That's it. That I literally gave it that much thought. I'm like, no, that looks like it's fantasy for women. It's like, am I there to sort of...
That's what it became.
To ogle at his body. It's like, no, I'm not interested in that. So that's it. That's the end of the story. I'm not watching that then.
Yeah, it was never supposed to be that, because that's not what The Witcher is as a property, but that's what the female showrunner and her presumably left-wing ideologue writers decided to make it into. The guy's barely in it, in fact.
Oh, really?
He's a side character.
Was it any good? If you've seen it, then Nate, was like the first few episodes even any good at all ever at any point? No.
I like the first one. I think the first one's good because that's predominantly what a lot of that footage is that your face is imposed on. That's I think that was from episode 1. It was like this big fight scene. That was pretty decent. But then aside from that, it just started to fall apart. Like you could just, it just fell apart. It wasn't great.
I didn't like the tangents it took with the timeline either.
That pissed me off so much.
Yeah, non-linear storytelling it only works in very few instances, and you start messing around with that, it screws everything up. But
there were multiple storylines from different characters at different timelines, all in one episode at the same time.
And it did get the chat's right. It did get worse as it went along. I watched all the way through the first season, and I'm like, well, if they have now brought all these timelines together so that people know where we are in the story, maybe this could be good. And boy, did they subvert any positive feelings I had about a second season, especially after it was revealed that they were going to go harder in the paint at making The Witcher a secondary character, or a tertiary, actually. He became a tertiary character in the second season.
Freya Allen's the most important now.
Yeah.
Freya Allen. Bloody ridiculous. Well, there you go. I think we'll shuffle on from this now.